Welcome everyone to the Don Vic Show. I'm your host, Don Vic.
I'm your co-host, IG.
We're in the building, baby. You know what it is and what it could be. Yeah. Today we have special guests that's coming on the show by the name of LEVY. We got JOURIN, HANNAN coming on the show, and we have Gary Mason coming on the show. We just sent them the link. We're just waiting for them to get ready and come on the show so we can start the show. So as you can see, we got the brand new shade, baby. You know, want to thank LEVY for sending us out, you know, these amazing glasses. You know what I mean? So we in the building, baby. You feel me? We got swag. I don't know about y'all, but we got the swag going on over here. You feel me?
Thank you again, Bella. Listen, it was perfect timing on the color.
Yes.
Look what I'm wearing today.
Yes.
It's green, and look, green. So it was meant to be.
Yes, and you know he's a Celtics fan, so you sent him the right color. And you know I love the red. You know the red's my color. You feel me? It goes with my outfit. So we appreciate this very much. Just also want to thank everybody that tuned in earlier. They gave me a hard damn time on my live. They called me all types of names from Hershey's Kiss to B11 to what was it? What else? Showman to my talking about my pom poms and all types of. So they just came at me.
Name wasn't somebody that said somebody. Not saying names. Right. Something about an albino something.
Yeah, call me an albino. Yeah. I know.
You know that, right?
You don't have to tell, but I'm gonna say that was Bella that said that to me.
Oh, okay. Bella said it. Okay.
Yeah. She put me out there.
Hey, Star Bentley.
What's up, Star Bentley? What's going on, baby? We see you. I see you working. You feel me? I'm so proud of you. You heard? Very proud of you. I like to see my people doing their thing, you know, and actually doing what they do. You feel me? So, how was your day, man? I know you was out with your girl, you know, yesterday, man.
It's a good day. I mean, the day was shitty, but that's the weather. But
right.
The weather, but you know, we just watched a couple of movies at home, and you know, it's the quality time and everything that counts. Most of people think, of course, you have to go out and spend money all the time in order to. No. No, you can have a perfect time with your partner. It don't have to be money all the time. It could just be a nice, good walk around the park and some good conversation, man, and that's good enough, you know. If you got the right partner, you know. Yeah. For me, I got bad. I couldn't do that if I had a partner take her around the bus. She'd be like, can we go spend some of that money you got? Yeah,
right. You got the credit card on you? Boy, I be getting hits left and right. I just don't get it, guys. I just don't get it. But, you know, today we got a great show, great guest coming on the show. We got LEVY coming on the show. She's been on the show before. We got two other guests coming on the show today, too. We have actor and comedian Gary Mason coming on the show. And we have JOURIN HANNAN coming on the show as well. He's an actor and he's also a musician. So I believe that's Gary there. So we got one of the guests on the show right now. And I'm gonna have to take off my beautiful glasses because I cannot see a damn thing with these glasses on. So let me go back to my original glasses so I can see who's who and what's what. So we have one of the guests here on the show. I'm just gonna wait for the other two to pop up so I can bring them all on the show at the same time. So Gary, just hold on a second. Let Bella and JOURIN pop up, and we'll bring you on board the show. But you know, just earlier I had a live on, and like I was saying, you know, Michelle just opened up a wormhole, and everybody just started pounding on me about my pom-pom hat and my uniform and my gear, you know, talking about was it freezing out here and stuff. Rhonda, hi Rhonda, thank you for logging in. And you know, so with friends like that, who needs enemies? I mean, I thought these guys were my friends. They were just pounding on me. Even my son got on board and he was pounding on me. Like, I just couldn't get it. you know, they gave me no breaks, no breaks, no breaks at all. They just came at me. Real quick, I want a big shout out to my boy Mike on the mic, comedian Mike on the mic. Great guy. He's a comedian. I went out to his show out in Jersey. And it was a great show. Also, a big shout out to Big Mama Badass, which is also a comedian. Takesha Williams, also another comedian that was at the show. These people turned up. It was a great show, and I can't wait to go out to another show that Mike on the mic put together. It's a great show. Also, big shout out to Paranormal, all paranormal investigators. Big shout out to Minnesota Spirit Hunters. A big shout out to Enlightened Souls Paranormal with Mike Lee, Barbara, and Alicia and Tammy. Big shout out to Brandon Creotti, which is the Fun House. Also, Paranormal Investigators with Stacy, Ken, and the rest of the team. Also, big shout out to Ghost Hunters out in the UK with Candy, Nick, and her mom. Big shout out to Little Harley. Big shout out to you, the UK, London, Australia, Nigeria, Africa, everyone around the world that tunes in on the show. Really appreciate the support and the love, and keep sharing, because sharing is caring. So people, we have amazing show coming up. We have 3 amazing people coming on right now at 3:00. We have Gary Manson, which is a comedian, and he's also an actor. We'll be talking to him in a few minutes, along with Bella Livy, which is also an actress, and she has a nonprofit organization against human trafficking. And actually, she just popped up. What's up, Bella?
Hi, Bella.
And so we got one more person we need to pop up. We got Gary Mason. We got Bella Livy here live. We got one more person to pop up, and then we'll bring them all on the show. But she has a nonprofit organization against human trafficking. And she's also a great friend of mine. And partner. So she's an amazing person. Even though I'm not too happy with her right now, she was pounding me about an hour ago on my live. So I hope Gary Mason doesn't pound on me as well. I hope Gary ain't got no jokes today, because listen, I don't want no jokes. I don't want to hear no jokes today. There was enough jokes said today, boy. I'm trying to tell you something. I was ready to come out my car and start swinging at nobody, because there was nobody out there. But still, I was on my own. I was in my feelings a few minutes ago. So, also today at 5:00, people, make sure you tune in at 5:00. We have Adam Rook, all the way from California. He's an artist. He just dropped a single. He's dropping a single on January 1st. He's an amazing guy. Been on the show before. We're going to bring him on at 5:00 today and talk to him about his new album. And also we have actor Mr. Cameron Woods will be on the show at 7 p.m. tonight. So make sure you guys log in. It's a great show. So now we have everybody aboard. We're going to start bringing everybody in one by one. And people, here we are. Let's bring in Gary to the show first. Everybody welcome Gary Mason to the show. Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, you sound like a robot. You sound like a robot over there, Gary. What's going on?
I don't know. And I don't know why I sound like a robot. I should not sound like a robot.
What did he just say?
Gary. I think I heard him say he doesn't know why he sounds like that himself, but it's still very, very, very hard to hear.
Oh, well, you're good, because I couldn't understand not one thing.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we're going to bring Mr. Hannan to the show as well. Everybody welcome JOURIN Hannan to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Mr. Hannan?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Very good. You? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you already know. So we're going to bring also Bella Livy to the show. Welcome, Bella Livy, to the show, everyone. Bella, what's
Hi.
up?
Hey, how you doing?
LEVY.
So right now we have you know, Bella, we have Green here, and we have a robot, Gary Mason. He's changing his voice into I don't know what
Hey,
he's
wait! Isn't this guy a voiceover?
yeah, he's in character right now. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. You guys hear that?
Ooh, that's cool.
It's
He's
good
actually
practice.
he's actually in character right now with a robot. I just don't get it.
I don't know if you're gonna stop Papa Lucking, you know.
Yeah. So, you know, let's start, ladies first. Even though I don't really want to start with you right now, Bella, because I'm in my feelings right now. But we're going to start with you. You can tell the people who you are and what you represent.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Bella Levy, and as far as this project is concerned, I auditioned for the part of Margaret. The name of the project is called Color of Passion. And when I first found out about it, I read the script and I was like, oh, this girl curses. I like that. She's
Right.
gangster. Love it. So I reached out to our wonderful director. And if you remember, me and you, we spoke for about 5, 10 minutes. And I said, well, I really see Margaret as this. And you're like, yeah, I like it. I like it. And I said,
Right.
she curses, right? And he's like, well, she can. I said, okay, good. I like it. I like a strong woman. So in this movie, Color of Passion, my character was Margaret, and Margaret is the best friend of the main character who seems to have some man trouble. And I, as her best friend, want to be very protective of her, but at the same token, I also want to keep it real.
Mm.
So thank you again to our wonderful producer, director, writer, for allowing me the opportunity to portray
Yeah, you're
Margaret. And
welcome.
I tried Margaret I could. And then the very first time he showed me the clip, I've never seen myself in animation form. And I was like, I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you was excited, because you seen yourself animated, looking different. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was like a badass cartoon version. I really liked it. I liked the part of being Margaret. Margaret was the best friend of the lead character, and also she kept it real. And her friend was having some man trouble, and she told her, if I could say a line from the movie, sometimes
Yeah.
where people are up to get your ass.
Okay. So
I'm too much of a lady to say it now, but
yeah.
so again, thank you to our wonderful director for bringing this project to light and entrusting me with this role. I liked it. I had a really, really good time doing it. Thank you. Thank you. Also, some of you that may not know me, my name is Bella Levy. I am Miss Maryland First Runner Up. I'm also the creator of the Blue Ribbon Project. And we have an amazing, amazing event coming up next month because January is Human Trafficking
Trafficking.
Awareness Month.
Right.
It's January 29th. And, we'll go into that a little bit later. But I
Right.
wanted to give the platform of the cast that was able to join us today. So, again,
Awesome.
thank you to our wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Hannon, so you're the director. Where do you come up with all these ideas to create these projects?
Uh, it's funny because this particular project, it was actually an experiment. I made other projects before, but I wouldn't call myself a writer, but I dabbed into it maybe a year or two ago, and this was actually this was actually the first project I used when I had other people actually play characters because before I used to just have like AIs do it, text to speech, you know. But this is the first project I actually used. I actually did utilizing real people, which was fun because it was different. It was different than what I'm used to, but I enjoyed it better. Um, I don't know where I get these ideas from. I don't know because I used to do this kind of thing even when I was like 11, 12 years old. I would make up little skits and stuff like that. And so I think it was always there. It's just that I just never really done it to this level until recent years. But so I'm starting to dip back into that now, and I'm actually starting to utilize other programs now to do more sophisticated type work. But it's different. But because I'm mainly, I shouldn't say I'm mainly, but I'm a musician. But I started dabbing into acting and filmmaking, and I like that too, just as much, probably even in some ways more so sometimes.
So
Yeah, that
you
kind of thing.
right. So I know you're also a musician as well. You play instruments. You sing. What type of music do you enjoy playing?
Mostly, well, I've done like some smooth jazz music, and I've tapped into dance music. Pretty much whatever uh, sparks my interest at the time, because I don't really consider myself to be one particular category, because it just depends on whatever I'm in a mood for.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, I play keyboard and guitar and stuff like that. And I play with different bands and uh, done a lot of different types of gigs, weddings, and uh, college events and stuff like that. And
Right. So
it's fun.
I know.
That,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh no, that was just I not anything else.
Okay. So Gary, you're interesting. Um, you're a comedian and you're also an actor. You do voiceovers as well. What do
Correct.
you
Yes.
What do you enjoy more about the acting part of the films?
Well, I mean, acting is like, I don't know. It's like what we used to do when we were little kids, and we were in the backyard playing, playing make believe or whatever.
Yes.
It's just fun to step into another character and become that person for some period of time. And, I mean, it's just, it's a lot of hard work, but it's just also a lot of fun, particularly when the project is finished and you get to see that, that finished product. And you don't always get to understand the vision of the director from the very beginning, but when it all comes together, you can see what they were trying to do, and it's just I mean, I don't know how to describe it really. The first time I walked out on set, I was hooked. That was it. I needed to do this, for the rest of my life, I guess. But yeah.
So do you like the physical part of the acting or behind the scenes, just making the voices? What?
So I mean, both actually. So I love to do animation like we did with JOURIN here, where nobody can actually see what you're doing; they can just hear you. But you've got the JOURIN, the writer, the animator, and he's putting those motions into your body and creating your body. But I really also enjoy being in front of a camera with a group of other people and interacting with them and again, putting yourself as another character and becoming this other person for a period of time and reacting to other people as that person. It's just amazing to me.
Have you ever got a character that reminds you of you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Drew in Colors of Passion was me as a younger guy anyway.
Okay.
I wasn't quite as bad as Drew, but I was getting there. But yeah, I mean, so no matter what character you're playing, I think you always bring a little bit of yourself with you into that character. So yeah, always at least just a little bit of me there.
Okay.
So Gary, real quick. So we're going through your profile, and you have a saying. It says, from a motorcycle riding criminal to the guy next door who helps shovel your driveway. What what is that about?
Yeah, it just means I'm a pretty diverse guy, right? I mean, you look at me, I got lots of tattoos. I wear a T-shirt that says "fucking Egypt," right?
Hold on, let me where's the T-shirt? Show it again. Let's see.
Let me see the T-shirt. Oh, I like that. I love that one. Okay.
And so, I mean, when people first see me, they just assume I'm this, bad guy, I guess. I don't know. I do like I rode motorcycles for many years. I have a trike now. I'm getting a little bit old for motorcycles, but, I think that first impression is usually different than the person that I actually am. And so I think it's easy enough for me to play a character from a motorcycle riding criminal all the way to that grandfather guy next door who comes over and helps you shovel snow. That's what we're trying to say there.
Okay.
Right. See, I got tattoos, but my tattoos are just to keep people away.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just stay away from me.
Right. Yeah.
And so, Jordan, I know you say you're a musician. You play instruments.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a heads up. Don't ever bring Bella to none of your singing classes because we heard her sing and that's not her thing. So please make sure that you do not bring her to sing anything besides the hold on. Besides the Brady Bunch. That's the only song she knows. The Brady Bunch. I was like, is this a
But
song?
let me tell you something. I will kill it at every karaoke when I do Brady Bunch. I get a standing ovation.
But hold on, because you forgot the words. You forgot the words to the Brady Bunch. At the last event I was there, you said the
At one
Brady
time.
Bunch, and then you looked around like, what's next? Get that song right, girl. So, being a director, right, Hannan, being a director, what do you find is the most difficult part of being a director?
I mean, since this was my first time actually working with people, I found out that a lot of it is really the hardest part really is just coordinating everything and staying on top of stuff because it's almost like a leadership type role. You have to make sure everything is straightened out, and you have to organize everything and go over stuff 1,000 times to see if you like it, and you have to. I mean, a lot goes into it because you have to, you're pretty much in charge of how the whole thing is going, pretty much, and you have to just look at it. You kind of have to have a vision of what. Well, first of all, you have to have a vision of what you want, and you have to have a vision of how you want something to look. Because I mean, that's really once you're able to visualize it, then it's kind of easier it's just a matter of just getting organized into that. Because once you see it and once you figure out how you want something to be done, then you just it's just a matter of putting it together, and it takes time. It was a different kind of experience. I've never directed my own film before, but it's really just a matter of communication. And another thing really is just communication and make sure everybody knows what what they need to do and stuff. So I think it's easier when you communicate with people, and and then if they have questions, then you just answer it. And, I think the biggest thing really is just communication. Just making sure everybody knows what they're doing, and just being upfront with people, and just being transparent. So there's not a whole lot of confusion and stuff like that. So it's not really as hard as it may sound. I mean, it's different, but it's not impossible.
Right. Gary, you being an actor, what do you find difficult as an actor, as being an actor? What do you find difficult when you go into a project?
Wow. Again, it's kind of hard work, but So first of all, memorization never been my strong suit, but memorizing the lines and making sure
Welcome
you
to my
understand
world.
all that, right? I mean, so that's probably the most difficult. But the other thing is, and in relation to a director, is long before I ever show up on stage or in front of the camera, I've figured out who this character is. And you come on and you're actually portraying an entire human being, right?
Right.
So he has mannerisms, manners of speech, ways that he uses his body language and things like that. And, as an actor, you figure all that stuff out ahead of time. Then you show up in front of the camera, and suddenly the director decides that person that you constructed is not exactly the guy he wanted, and so he'll make changes. And I think that sometimes is very difficult after practicing, for sometimes weeks ahead of time to to build this character or become this character, and then the director wants you to change. And so that last minute change, I think, is very difficult. You do it because that's what you do, but it's just one of the more difficult aspects, I think.
Right. So how do you start preparing yourself for for a script? What are some of the things that you do to memorize or or to get ready for the script?
Yeah.
What are some
Well,
of the-
so I think the first thing I do is read through the entire script so that I have an idea of what the story arc for the entire project is.
Mhm.
And then I read through it a second time, paying close attention to my character and how my character is interacting with the other characters. So I understand the character arc, if you will, of
Right.
where I start and where I'm supposed to end up. And and then if it's a work that's based on some other work like a book or something like that, I'll go read the book, right? So I can find out what the original author had in mind for that character.
Right.
And if not, then I just make up a character biography, a 2 or 3 page, just right where I came from, why I act the way I do, did I have trauma in my past, that sort of thing, just to kind of nail down who this person is. And then go back to the script again, read through it, and get a sense of the big chunks of what the author and the director are trying to accomplish. And that helps. If I understand what the purpose of the scene is, it helps in memorizing the dialogue, because the dialogue helps move the scene forward, right?
Yeah.
So if that all makes sense, and then just repetition over and over and over again, and practice.
So Hannon, you being the director, do you let some of your actors kind of like freestyle a little bit, or do you have them go exactly by what the script says, or do you have them make some arrangements and kind of like do their thing as long as they keep on the path of what you wrote?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's really it's kind of both. I mean, even from just being in bands and stuff like that, one of the things I learned was it's always better sometimes I think it's good to have I look at, like, if you're in relation to a script, I look at a script as like a blueprint.
Right.
And then, but I don't, because a lot of times when you let people freestyle, at least a little bit, sometimes it's actually better than what you wrote.
Right.
I mean, so I believe in having, I think the script is just supposed to be an idea, but
Right.
I think that since you're talking about an art, you want it to be, you don't want it to be like a science project. You want you kind of,
Right.
you kind of want people to be able to express
Understand.
themselves, because it, in a lot of ways, it's actually better that way, because when you let other people do their own thing, you actually get, I think you get better results, because you get the real authentic character,
Right.
have the person, versus just saying, because I don't know everything,
Right.
If I wanted everybody to do it exactly the way it was, I could have just used a text to speech program.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it brings out their character themselves, as in how they coming up about it, and sometimes it comes out better.
Yeah.
It's not saying that what you wrote or what anybody else wrote, it wasn't good enough. But like you say, keep an eye out. Everybody does a little different. it might be a little better. So it's better just to keep it in that way instead of bumping heads about stuff and be like, oh well, you shouldn't do it this way. That's better.
Yeah, it's kind of because a lot of times, like I've actually seen where people like they want something exactly the way it is, but the problem with having something exactly is that how do you know the person doesn't have a better idea?
Right.
Just because you're directing something doesn't mean that you have all the answers.
Like that.
Because you may not even know somebody else may bring something out, and then you say, "Oh, I never even thought about that. That's actually pretty good. I think I'll keep that."
Right.
You gotta have an open mind when you do stuff like this.
So when you write the script and you got your cast all together, do you guys, get together, have a meeting and talk about the project on how, it should go, or you just say what it is and that's how it's going to go?
No, I've had people like they'll send me messages or something. They'll ask me how I think it was, or sometimes they'll send me different takes and stuff like that. And I'll just pick one that I think sounds the best or whatever. But I don't really have a specific. I usually just let people do their own thing. But as long as it's not like completely, but most of the time, yeah.
Right.
But most of the time, I never really had that issue. I mean, people. A lot of times, I've gotten stuff back where it was actually better than what I wrote. So I just kept it.
Yeah. So see, I like you already. I can work with you. See, because I can't read a script for 10 minutes and I forget. So you letting me do? I read it and do. Let me do me. You got it. You got something coming. You feel me?
Yeah.
You got something coming. I'll tell you. I love directors like that can let you kind of freestyle a little bit as long as you stay on the same content of what you wrote. You kind of like do it your way and see how it works out.
Yeah.
I love to work with directors like that because I feel more comfortable, with me just trying to play a character where I say, okay, I got to play this character. Now I got to be this character like 100%. I can't play a little bit of me in it because that's not what they want. They want this character. But when you give a little bit of flexibility to an actor to say, okay, this is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
How would you put this in your own way and let them be more them, but still bring that character out? I think that's a better way of approaching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, even in bigger movies, I'm pretty sure if you looked up the original script to any movie, it wouldn't even be the same as what you heard on the screen because, nobody even down to the words, and nobody uses really the exact words. Yeah. They may add a word or take away a word or change a word up. It's not going to be exactly the way it's written. I don't think anybody's doing that really. It's like
Because if you watch a movie and you read the book, of course, like my daughter loves to read books. And she's like, oh my God, Dad, did you know this about a movie that we watched? I'm like, no. Because she read the book and it gave details of certain things. I was like, that's interesting. I don't read too many books, but it's just like, very interesting.
Yeah, I don't read books at all. They give me a book and I look at it. Next book. I got about 50 books. I got about 50 books in my closet. And I just don't know the name of them at all. but I as an actor, because I act too, I've done like movies and the directors that I've worked with have let me do my own thing because they trusted me and I'm making my own judgment. But I read the script and I knew what they wanted. And he kind of said to me, this is what I want. How would you bring this out? And I said, okay, I can do that. Because, being from where I come from, I grew up, in the hood, how we call the hood. And so it was kind of easy for me to be a gangster, to play a gangster, a motorcycle gangster. I brought all my boys out. We had like 15, 20 bikes. I brought all the Harleys out. I had my vest on, and so I did a pretty good job because I felt comfortable playing that character because it reminded me of me, more of me. So when you play a character that reminds you of you, I think you can play that character very well. Besides, someone say, okay, we want you to be a doctor. You have no idea what a doctor does, but you have to be a doctor. You know, when you're more comfortable doing, saying, a gangster role or a dad, you know, those type of roles like that. Or you say you got to be a psychic. Nothing about being a psychic.
It's always
You
easier.
know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
I'll be
always
lost
easier
in the
to
sauce, boy. I'll be sauced up.
Yeah, it's always easier to play roles that that you're already kind of connected with. I mean, because when you go from being a gangster to a doctor, that's like you know, you have to. That's like it's actually harder because you have to really transform yourself into somebody completely different.
Yeah,
You
and the
know?
words. You got to come up with the word. Bella, can you help me out with the words? The doctor word. They use the terminology of hospital terminology. Listen, I'll be like, listen, I don't want to play a doctor. Can I be a patient? Can I play a patient where I can just say, it hurts here, it hurt there? Not a doctor. So Bella, you know, I know you've been in a lot of projects. I know that because you and I hang out, we're partners, we do a lot of things together. But what was your experience, when you first started acting? What was that like for you?
The very first role I did, I was scared to death, honestly, because I think that everybody can relate to the first time you do anything. And it's breaking out of your bubble. It's breaking out of your comfort zone. You're scared to death that A, you don't want to look fool, and B, this is going to be something that's going to be food in different places. And, it's true what they say, when you step outside your comfort zone, that's when you grow as a person. So I remember my very first time on set, I was terrified. I didn't know what to do. I looked at it and I'm like, what is this? It has all these like indentations and dots and semicolons. And then I started reading my part and I started reading the direction. I said, oh, and then you open the door. And they're like, no, that's not your lines. That's saying the action. So once I understood it, and I was like, oh, I get it. I get to be creative. I'm naturally very creative. So it was like creating this world that you could live in. And honestly, I've only been acting for about a year and a half, maybe two. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. As you know, I work at the hospital nights. And of course, COVID hit, and that hit the entire medical community hard, mentally, physically, psychologically. So the fact that I had this outlet of creativity, it was so therapeutic for me. Gyms were closed, restaurants were closed, the whole world was shut down. We had like nothing. So the fact that I had a call or a table read, and it gave my brain a vacation from what I was really dealing with at work, was like literally a blessing, because not all of my healthcare workers and first line responders and everybody else that had been fighting on the pandemic since day one, not everybody had a good coping. So for me to fall into this was just perfect. It was great. And then I've done a couple of projects, and in the middle I had a patent. And every day, every new role, you evolve and you develop, learn something new. And the first time when this project came around, I've never done a voiceover before, and I said, I've never done a voiceover, and he's like, it's okay, just give it a try. And I said, okay. And then I recorded it and I sent it to him, and he liked it, and I said, man, this is pretty good. You don't have eyes. You could just sit home, no hair.
Hey, you gotta watch it when you say no hair, because I got no hair. Okay.
As a female actress, before we report on set, we gotta, like I say, put your face on. You gotta get the glam squad. You gotta do your hair, your makeup, make sure you look good, lighting. and this was, you're just able to read like within your pajamas.
Yeah.
And I like that part. And of course, it was I was very anxious because I was like, I want to know what this looks like. And when I saw it, I was like, that's me in a cartoon just going like this. And I was like, that's
Oh,
so. So this
that's
was my
awesome.
first. So again, thank you to Irene for giving me another first that I could add. And I've thoroughly liked it. I never done voiceover before,
Mm.
but I enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
you're welcome. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, it
Yeah, and
was.
I'm totally grateful that you made my character thin. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so we have a question here from one of the from one of the viewers, and her question is from Michelle. She said, "What's everyone's opinion of having real firearms on set?" Anyone can answer that question.
well,
well, go ahead, Jordan, and then I'll follow.
oh yeah, you can go first.
I mean, I just think that I've been on set with real firearms. I've been on set with fake firearms, and the fake firearms are clearly fake. It's very difficult to show something realistic that's made of plastic. So I think it's important for the realism of the scene that you are able to have a realistic firearm on set. On the other hand, I think it is absolutely imperative to follow all firearm safety rules, right? And I think
Protocols.
recent events, we see that some of those firearm safety rules were disregarded to horrible,
Yes.
just a horrible result. And I think it's good. I think you should have real firearms on set, but we also have to, be trained properly in the handling of them and understand all the safety rules. From the minute you put your hand on that firearm, you should be experienced enough that you could walk out to a range and be safe on a range with live ammunition before you should be able to handle a firearm on a movie set or TV set.
Well, see, you can't have you can't have that around me. I'm from the hood. I'll be like, bow, bow, bow. I'll be shooting all over the place. I'll be like, everybody duck. I'm coming through. I'm shooting.
Yeah. You say that, but I don't think that's true.
No,
I'm going to call you on that one.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a comedian too, Gary. Don't get
all right, man. All right.
No, I'm only kidding. So, yeah, we know that just recently some people have gotten hurt. We know that Bruce Lee died from that. His son died the same way, and just recently, I forgot who just passed away from one of these.
Was it Helena Christensen? Was that her name?
It was. I can't remember her name, but she was the videographer on the movie Rush.
Yeah. So you're right, Gary. I think people should have some experience or at least have some training before they touch a weapon of that sort or any type of weapon in that case to bring to a project. And it should be in a safe box till it's ready to be used, and it should be at least checked several times before you actually use it. Maybe have a couple of test runs before you use it, just to see if it works. And then,
and the truth is, I was in the military for 20 years, handle weapons all the time. And anytime somebody hands you a weapon, the very first thing you do is check it yourself, right, to ensure that it's not loaded. You never, ever, ever point a weapon, loaded or unloaded, at another person.
That's right.
Or anything that you're not intending to kill. I mean, so there are just very, very basic firearm safety rules that should be followed on every set. And I think obviously in this case, something was amiss, something didn't get followed. And I just think that, you got to have, in order to be on a set operating a vehicle, you got to have a driver's license, right? They won't let you operate a vehicle on set without a driver's license. So there should be some sort of certification that everyone involved in the project, not just the actors, but everyone should be certified for safe firearm operation. And I think that would make things safer.
Right. I've been involved in a couple of different projects, from small productions to large productions, and there's usually sometimes one safety officer, or sometimes there's a huge safety team that comes at the area, and sometimes double, triple, quadruple check. especially if you ever have a pet on set, there's always somebody from the organization to make sure that's good. And of course, to answer your question, I think it's always good to have the real thing on set because then you have the authenticity of the scene. But it is just as crucial to make sure that you have a very good safety team play. And most safety teams have a backup safety team. In the hospital, we usually call time out right before you get ready to start doing a procedure. So say, this is what we're doing, what we're doing on, this is the reason. And I usually do a checklist of check. Once everything is checked with the second and third person, then they move forward. So yeah.
Mhm.
You know what's funny about you know, being an actor and stuff like that. Like when you have your first time, like when I started my first time, you know, being an actor, and the director was like, "All right, guys, from the top." It's my first. I don't know those code words. He's from the top. I'm looking up. Like, what's coming from the top? My buddy goes, "No, he means we're going to start doing it from the top." I go, "Oh, okay." I didn't know that. So you know, there's a lot of things that you got to know as you know.
He said, June DeGasio, he said, I use real guns in my set, but no bullets in it.
Mm.
Mm.
What do you guys think about that?
Well,
I'm okay.
I mean, to me, I feel like if you're not, I mean, there are movies where they have used real ammunition, but in all honesty, we have so many tools nowadays that we can use. We don't. To me, I don't think you really actually need real ammunition because we
Yeah.
got too many tools that you can use
Yes.
to, like for example, they have all kinds of stuff. They even have stuff like any After Effects programs. They have all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff you can get where you can attach with, like they have stuff you can add stuff into it. You don't even have to have real ammunition. You can just edit it and put the After Effects, you
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
onto
Yeah.
onto the muzzle and make it look like it's
Yes.
firing something. You don't even have to
Yes.
have real ammunition
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah,
That's what we
or
used
just
on my
yeah,
in the
or
movie I
just
did.
something to some type of some type of label. I
Yeah,
mean, what is the difference between a real gun to the even just the weight on it compared
yeah,
to a fake gun, of course, but some sort of label that could be even on the clip, like blanks, or just let people know, okay, this one's all set to go. And the communication about it is key.
yeah. I think what it was that I think I don't know if I got this right, but I think I heard something about that the person he wasn't supposed to even been using the gun anyway. Um, so really, I think it's just a matter of just making sure the right people are using it in the
Right.
first place. Whoever's authorized supposed to be using it should be the only ones being able to use it. So I think somebody probably just dropped the ball with there. I don't know, but
Right.
yeah, you don't really need real ammunition. You can add that in there later with After Effects.
Yeah, the only thing is if you're not using at least blanks, something with a charge, the gun doesn't act the same, right? I mean,
Right.
so it's
Right.
people watching the movie are like, yeah, right, he actually fired that gun, but so the muzzle will come up and it'll, you know what I mean? So you've got to you've got to have that effect too, in some cases, not in every case, but I think
Yeah,
it's
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
So the going with feeding back to what Hannon said with the programs, they got those effects. We use those effects in the movie that I was in, The Gangster,
Mhm.
and you can't. I couldn't tell the difference if it was a real gun or fake gun
mm.
because the
If
the filmmaker, she's also the editor. She does so much. Her job is so great that I couldn't even tell the difference. You can see the guns out the window, and you can see the muzzle from the gun, just the fire, boom, boom, boom. And I came out the car and I fired my weapon, and it looked so real. But they were fake guns, but they
yeah,
look real. So
yeah,
it all depends on how you edit it and what type of program you use. That you don't really have to use a real gun.
you don't. I
In
mean,
certain, and I think in
yeah,
certain clips or sets,
maybe.
I mean, if you want to just flash it, if you're just flashing a gun, you want people to see that it's a real gun, you can probably use the real gun. But when you're
Yeah.
actually shooting it,
Yeah.
if the camera's not right on the gun, you can use a fake gun and make it still, flash off like a real gun.
Yeah. I know in certain films, like especially like military films, like I know, like, for example, what's that movie called? Act of Valor, for example. They said they used real ammunition, they used real weapons, stuff like that. But that was a little bit different because they actually had people who knew what they were doing.
Right.
And they actually had trained people who actually were doing this stuff for real. So yeah, I think it depends on the circumstances. I think if you're trained and you have the right protocols in place and stuff, you can do it. I think in this particular situation, I don't think all that was in place.
Right. So Gary, you're also besides an actor, you're a comedian.
Well, newly minted, yeah, a newly minted stand-up comedian. That's right. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I've always loved comedy. I've always loved stand-up comedy. So I had an opportunity to take a class to learn stand-up comedy, and I took it. We had just about 4 weeks ago. We had our graduation show. And so that's the clip I think that you see on my website.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or on
the
Facebook.
Comedy Grand Show.
Comedy grad show. But I'll tell you that I had a blast doing it. People told me they thought I was funny, as opposed to my girlfriend who told me, you're not funny, right? Yeah.
The one person that's supposed to support you, no matter what.
She got the guns on you already.
But you notice my entire set was about her too, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know.
It could.
I don't know. Yeah.
Putting yourself in the hot seat, boy.
Yeah. A lot of my friends asked me what it was like sleeping on the couch. So
Right.
yeah, I'm getting used to it.
So do you write your own material or?
Yes. Yeah. And so that's part of the class is learning what are the parts of a joke and how to come up with, write, refine, and nail your own material so that you're not telling other people's jokes. You should never tell other people's jokes.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. But I'll definitely be in front of the mic again because it was a lot of fun. But we left the next day and had to fly out to Utah, help my mother-in-law move, and then my girlfriend actually fell down and broke both of her arms the weekend after we got back.
Sorry to hear that.
Wow, sorry to hear that.
Been pretty busy taking care of her, but she got all the casts off now, so I'm free to do this today.
What's the worstest thing you think that can happen to you on stage? Well, get a line.
So I used to think that, right?
Right.
But when I realized that the audience doesn't have a copy of the script,
Right.
it made it a lot easier, right? So if you forget a line, you and your fellow actors are the only ones who know that. Well, it may be the director who's going to be mad at you for missing the line, but the audience doesn't know that you missed a line. So as long as you can recover the momentum and head in the right direction, it should be okay. So that's not nearly as scary as it used to be. And with screen acting, I mean, if you miss the line, they just stop the camera and start over again. So.
Right.
As long as you're not wasting a whole bunch of time, if you forget a line, it's not a tragedy.
Right. I think my biggest fear to be on stage would be to get booed off stage.
That would be bad. Yeah.
Boo! Boo! Boy, I don't know what rock to look for to get under that rock, boy. I would be so sure.
Right. Yeah.
But
that's
the only
my
thing
biggest fear, to get booed that my jokes ain't funny.
Yeah. But the truth is, you're going to get booed if you're going to do stand up in front of people, right? There are going to be people who just don't like your brand of humor, but it's also a learning experience, right? So if you're getting booed or you're not getting laughs, there's something wrong with the joke. And so you have to go back and look at it again and rework it.
Right.
And, that's kind of the whole idea of an open mic night, right? Is the comedians are taking their stuff out and they're trying new material. And they're, trying the material that they've modified to see if it works now. And if it works, they'll put it in their permanent set. And if it doesn't work, they'll refine it and rewrite it and come back. And so, being booed, while it's not a comfortable experience, would be, a learning experience. Anyways, it tells you that you need to rework your jokes. And
You know what, Gary? I don't think I'll come back after that. Because what if I go back to another spot thinking, okay, they booed me over there, but I'm coming over here, and those same people out there, they're gonna be like, boo! Before I even start, they're gonna be like, boo! You suck.
Well, you know, if everybody could be a stand-up comedian, they
Right.
wouldn't be so special, right? So maybe you're just not supposed to be a stand-up comedian. Who knows?
Maybe
Right?
not.
But
Maybe.
you don't know till you try.
That's
Right. And I think he does a better job sitting down.
Now there you go, man. There you go.
Hey, thank you. See, I like my coach.
You know what I'm saying?
He's just so straight up. You know what I mean? He's just so nice. He just throw me under everybody. Hey, everybody been throwing me under the bus today. Bella been throwing me under the bus. Half of these people that are not been throwing me under the bus today. Everybody's like, I don't know what's going on today. Jesus Christ. So, but I'm gonna get to you because I want to talk to you about the event that we got going on. So let me talk to Hannon about his certificate achievement award.
Oh yeah. So which one are you talking about from the
So you have a project that
oh yeah.
That's
I can't pronounce it, but it's from the Karakrit film.
I'm gonna kill
Festival.
you, Michelle.
That's what it was. Yeah, from the Karakrit Film Festival. Yeah, I got a certificate from this project I did called Versus. And it's basically a martial arts type of animated film I did. You know, sorry. I'm sorry. I was just thrown off. But so yeah. So yeah, I just got it was like a certificate from for the film I did Versus. It's like a martial arts type thing. It was fun to do. There's really not a whole lot of dialogue in it. It's just more action and stuff. And it's actually been going to several different festivals now. I think I got an award. I got an award in another festival in India, International Film Festival, and yeah, it's doing pretty good so far. I mean, I think I may keep going with it. The idea, you know, because it seems to be working pretty good.
And the new project is it? How new is this project called The Mannequin?
Oh yeah, the mannequin. Yeah, this one's gonna be something because number one, I'm using a whole different program. Because I put some pictures on Facebook, you can probably tell it looks way different.
It's like a robot called Mod or Mond, something like that. On the front.
It's you know, if you've ever seen those games like Halo, like that kind of realism, that's what it's gonna look like.
I don't know.
Kind of, you know, picture wise, because I'm using a whole different program, and I spend hours learning it. I be getting up at like 3 o'clock in the morning every day, just working it. But I'm getting better at it now. I'm getting the hang of it. So I'm making a new project called Mannequin, and it's basically about this robot prototype who escapes the ship because he was getting ready to get used for something bad, and he ends up getting off the ship basically, and he just runs to one conflict after another. Basically, I haven't written the whole thing out yet, but it's something like that. But I made like 1 or 2 scenes so far, a couple of scenes so far, and I'm enjoying doing it. And I don't even know where I'm going with it. I'm just kind of improvising right now, just doing stuff as I go, because that's how I do stuff. Like I think you were asking me earlier, how do I come up with these things? I really don't. I kind of just, a lot of times I make stuff up as I go.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't really have a whole thing laid out, you know, about what I do. And I kind of just improvise a lot of times to see what I come up with.
All right. So, yeah. So one of my other partners, June, says you can submit it to International Film Festival that he's running, www.wmif.net. You can submit that to that festival that he's running.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's good.
Yeah.
You know, that's amazing.
World,
Yeah, if you can send me well the link, I guess. Let me see.
I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, do that for me.
Yeah, I'll send it
Appreciate it.
to you. And I'm actually one of the co-hosts on that,
Oh,
so
really?
I'll be more than happy to send that to you. Mm-hmm. It's
Oh,
called,
okay.
yeah, the Film Festival. It's going to
Oh,
be, I believe, March, right? June. I believe it's in March.
oh, okay.
You say in demand International Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Okay.
real quick, I just want to tell Michelle I love her so much with her jokes. She's just, you know, she's been pounding me, guys, since before I came to the show. She's been on me about my pom pom hat, you know, and she's just been pounding and pounding and pounding on me.
That was
But
a moment.
yeah,
That was a moment.
yeah,
We were trying
yeah.
to hold it. I was trying to be also professional, but that pom pom comment came out.
Yeah, everybody was, even you, Bella. Bella was, she's part of that too. She don't act like you innocent. She was on that too. But so, Bella, let's get into the event for January 29th.
Right.
Tell us, tell the viewers a little bit about that event.
So, oh, June just mentioned that the film festival is the 13th annual. So this is a long running thing. It's a big thing. And I also remember from speaking with June, people come in from all over the parts of the country as well as all over parts of the world. So at that time, in March, the DMV area has a lot of people flying in from, out of state and out of country. But I just have to say that real quick. But January is the official human trafficking month. And as everybody knows, I started the Blue Ribbon Project,
Right.
and that focuses on human trafficking. So, since January is the official Human Trafficking Awareness Month, I have partnered with Vic and June, and we're putting together a Blue Ribbon Gala.
That's right.
It's going to be in Virginia.
Okay.
We have a lot of entertainment coming. We have Jays. I was actually out in Philly last night with my friend Jay Kwan. So big shout out to you. He flew in from Florida and he let me know about the opportunity. So I went to Philly and I was out there hanging out with those guys yesterday. But we're bringing in a lot of talent. You could view everything on bellalevy.org/gala. And we decided to put this together. I spoke with both Vic and June, and we decided, there's a founders page. So you can look on the founders page to see exactly what each one of us brings to the table. And it's like I always say that the universe brings people of purpose together, and somehow just develop this fusion. And I spoke to the both of them, and I said, "Listen, I really want to do something big." And they said, "Okay, let's put this together." What I want to do is I want to create and open a safe haven here in Maryland in a very underserved area for all victims of human trafficking. Um, some of these people are in such dire situations that we can even think of. And part of what I want to do is I just want to help. And I have T-shirts, and the back of my T-shirt has this QR code. I don't know if you could see that or not. But the way that works is if you were to take this code, scan it, it would go straight to my website. And the very first thing it asks you is, do you need police? And that is such a helpful thing because a lot of these victims, they have these phones called burn phones where they could receive calls. And you better believe they're being tracked.
Yes.
But they can't do it loud. So I've decided, not decided, I found a way how to use their technology against them. So when somebody scans this, go to my website, they're given an option to call the police. The police are actually called. And because of the tracking already on the device, they are able to find that person. And that is such a great tool to have. And we live in a digital age, digital society. We are almost trained that whenever we see one of these, we know some type of information is going to be given. Like when we go to restaurants with COVID, there's no just given a QR code. Or if you need to download a menu or take a look at something, it's QR code.
Right.
So I want people to keeping in line with that, that if you're in that situation, you're looking for help in any way you can. And if you see a QR code, scan it, and the person is there to call, I think that's a great saving thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
A very smart idea.
I never
Actually.
even thought about that.
month, I did celebrity boxing,
Yes.
where I actually did, like, I boxed, like I put on gloves and everything, and we were at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, and Vic drove down all the way to Boston, and I had a chance. It was 3 1-minute rounds. And I told everybody, I said, listen, I'm, fighting those who don't have a voice or don't have a voice. And I'm not in any way, this was my first fight, but I believe so much in what I'm doing. And I just want to help so much that I wanted to exhaust that platform to get the word out there. The Blue Ribbon Project was born a way to bring awareness, education, prevention methods. So yes, we are putting on together this big gala. Have a lot of entertainment. Food is going to be catered by Jay, and the name of his catering company is called All for Him. We have vendor tables, as you guys know, and I've been in contact. The vendor tables are going pretty fast. I was actually very impressed. The ticket sales are very fast also. I was very impressed by that too. And I'm just so grateful that we as a community can come together, and I'm able to provide a nice evening of entertainment, and it's all for a good cause. It's going to be education, awareness, ways how people can get involved, ways what do, and I think it's going to be a really a nice event of kind, and it's all for the people, and everything is to help the community. And once I established this amazing safe haven here in Maryland, all the states that I've visited, and I think, Vic, and you went with me on a couple of those trips.
Yep.
To California, I was last weekend. This weekend I was in Philly. Then I was in Vegas. So all these places that I'm visiting, and I'm establishing roots and growing the seeds. I'm also doing a little bit of who I am and what I do. So once I establish this house here, or this, and I'm going to go to those states and do the thing. And I've actually used the social media, reached outside of the United States, and now the project is alive in 7 other different countries. So I have
Great.
other people like me doing very similar things. And the way
Awesome.
I feel it, the way I see it, if we could have all this ugliness in the world, if all of us get together, we can possibly, find a way how to help all these people. So I was also very fortunate, and that's how I met June. He reached out to me. He was writing a movie about human trafficking,
Yes.
and he reached out to me and just said, "Hey, I found out what you're doing. Let me know what you're doing." And I told him, and he said, "Unfortunately, I don't have any speaking parts." And I said, "Hey, I'll be happy to be an extra." And then we spoke for about 45 minutes, I think. And he said, "I'm going to deviate the script a little bit to give you a role." And I was just so honored by that. And one of the things that we're doing for this gala is we're actually having a casting call for the trilogy. He wrote a movie that's based on 3. The first 2 have already been completed, but the third one still needs to happen. So in conjunction with the gala, he's also having a huge casting call, and he's asking people to come on out, and he'll talk to you. And he probably, we've all worked with different directors, producers, and he's probably one of the most chillest, laid back
Yeah.
guys
Facts.
I've ever seen. And come on set with what you're doing. He's like, "Hey, if you don't like that set, feel free to make it your own." And sometimes what you give him, he'll like, and sometimes you give him, he'll say, "Okay, what else you got?"
Yeah. He's definitely
Very
like
nice
that.
way. he's such just a nice guy. Like working for him is just one of the easiest things because he always puts himself last. He wants to make sure everybody on set
Yes.
is first. Like when we take a break, we take a lunch. He will never sit down until everybody's eating, and then he'll eat himself.
Yes, right.
And I say that it's just the little things, but it's the little things of how you respect your actors. And we as actors, so to heart, you know, because we've all been on set or heard horror stories. You've been on set where, you know, maybe you're not treated as nicely, and that happens too. But it's life. But June DeGuy was definitely, he's okay in my book, and because we all connected synergistically, me, Victor, and June became the founders of the gala, and we decided to join our forces and create a networking event, one of its kind, where we have vendors, where we have actors, where we have people flying in from other states, we have people coming in for the same purpose. We want to network, we want to help each other. I just had a young man yesterday sign up for a vendor table. He's a tattoo artist, and I want everybody to come out and meet him and just listen to his story about what he does. Be amazed how amazing people there are, and what we do. We just want to help people,
Right.
and I love that. I love that. So please, please, please save the dates. January 29th. Everything on my website, and Victor and or whoever, which one of you was depositing the link. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
BellaLevy.org / founders of the Blue Ribbon Gala, or / gala, or get a hold of Vic or myself, and we'll definitely lead you on to the right direction. But it would be so nice for him to come out, and like I said, hold on. He said, here's a Turner Jade Brooks that Bella and Victor are part in.
Yes.
It's about human trafficking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yes, we did that.
So
So
go ahead. It's like we're timing. We work so good together that we talk at the same time.
that's right.
You both were saying so,
I actually invited Vic to come down to go to a movie premiere of another project. And the next day I was filming for June, and I said, listen, June, I have a friend of mine. He drove all the way from Boston. Is he allowed on set? Because I know it's a closed set. And June was like, yeah, bring him. Any friend of yours is a friend of mine. So those two spoke, and the next thing you know, go ahead, Vic. What was your role?
I was a CIA agent. I played
Nice.
CIA agent for June. That he gave. I want to thank him for giving me the opportunity to be a part of his project. And Kathy Muhammad, which she played the governor. I was her bodyguard, and in the movie. And because of it, he's shooting another movie next year, and I think that he's gonna have me work with him on his next film, and I appreciate that. And it's all about networking and being humble and letting people know that you're willing to work and that what you bring into the table is all 100%. And when I met Bella, I met June. I said, these guys are out to help people, and that's what I'm out here for. This is why I created this platform, to have people like yourself come onto my show and expose your craft, your talent, and just to put a face behind, the name, not just the name, but the face behind the name. And I think that's important for people to know who's behind the name. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give everyone an opportunity to be able to be heard. And so I created this platform for that. And I have so many amazing people coming on my show. You name it, man. It's been on my show. Directors, actors, book writers, comedians, you name it. Awesome. They've been on my show, and they just keep coming. And that's what I want. I want people to come on the show so I can expose them, expose their talent, promote their stuff, because I'm all about people. I'm all about the people, and I don't care who you are, where you're from. If you have talent, if you have something that you want to talk about, that you need the world to know, you can come on my show. You're welcome here, and we'll definitely give you some airtime to expose whatever it is that you need to expose. You know,
Right.
so
And this project, I reached out to the cast. I think I sent everybody an email. I said, listen, I would love for us on the show. And the response was, of course, really good. Unfortunately, not everybody can join because, it is the holidays and everybody got
yes,
together. But I do again want to say thank you so much to Mr. Hannah for including us and entrusting
Thank
us
you.
in this role.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
welcome.
was, what'd you say?
Oh, I said you're welcome. Yeah, you're
Oh,
welcome.
thank you. And like I said, I've never seen myself in animated form, but I liked it and it was pretty good. And even with you, when I got the role, I said, well, I don't know how Margaret is. I just want her to be a little edgy because I'm thinking if you're going to be a cartoon, you already, are like, nice and fluffy. You're supposed to be
Right.
the best friend of the group, having a man troubles. I said, realistically, you can't be the best friend and just say, that's fine.
Yeah.
Friend was kind of like, listen, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I like Hannon because Hannon is quiet. He barely talks. So I would love to have him as a director someday because he's soft spoken. So whenever he gonna say action, I'll be like, what? What
Oh
was
yeah.
that? Did you say something, Hannon? Did you say something?
Yeah.
He's quiet, boy. I love to work with him, boy, because I know I ain't gonna hear nothing. He's gonna be like, Victor, it's just not the way I want it. Can you just do it this way? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just very
That's
I'm
awesome.
just very laid back. I think is what it is. I'm just very laid back. I'm
That's
not
cool.
I'm not too loud and
Right.
all over the place and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been that way, so it's like
I do have to give you credit is, I work nights and I think I would reach out in the morning and you're up and I would have a question and I would say, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm at work. And what do you think about this? And you would respond and I'd text back and forth. And so the fact that we're always available, the fact that you were always flexible, the fact that when any one of us needed anything, I speak on myself, but I'm sure the way you were with me, that's the way you are with the rest of the cast.
yeah.
We're always very open to suggestion, open to flexibility, and we as actors appreciate that.
Yeah, very much.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I act myself, so I know about that kind of thing, And even as a musician, even if you're playing in a band and you're playing a song, you want to be able to do your own thing and express yourself differently. You're not gonna play a song the same way somebody else is going to.
Well, let me know if you need a lead singer. Girl, you are to me all that a woman should be, and I dedicate my life.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, that works.
So what did you say? You were gonna find him a lead singer? Is that what you said?
No, I said if he.
Wait, I have to do it.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. Everybody's beating up on me today, boy. Oh my God.
Gabby, this might,
Just
no
make no
I
matter
don't even
what
know
you
what to
do,
say, man. That was
no
good,
matter
Gabby.
what you
Okay. Last question. Last question.
no matter what you do, don't walk into a car.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys today. Everybody's been beating up on me. So, Gary, what's the feedback you get from your friends and family about being a comedian and being an actor?
As far as being a comedian, not much yet because it just was a couple weeks ago. But everybody said they enjoyed the set that I have up on my website. But from being an actor, I mean, everybody. So look, I've turned 61 years old on Friday, and I just right, and I just started acting in January. So everybody's like, "Wow, that's so cool!" It's taking off on a new career. I retired from my 9-to-5 day job and started this, and everybody's like, wow, that's just so cool. You're not just going to sit around in retirement and you found something else to do. And you're got all this courage to go out there and, make a fool of yourself in front of people. And it's been absolutely positive. My family, all my friends, everybody very supportive. So
that's awesome.
That's good.
Wow, yeah. That's awesome. Because, honestly, how they say, this is saying, when somebody's either trying to be a comedian or trying to be a singer, right?
Yeah, that's Gary. Okay.
Yeah.
No, only kidding. Got you back, Gary.
Oh, wait,
Got you back.
so literally, so when they say I'm trying to be funny, they say don't quit your daytime job.
Yeah,
So,
don't quit your friend.
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
eventually,
Right.
because people think that, they say you're not funny, don't quit your job. But, it's something that you have as yourself, no matter if anybody says whatever, the feedback, but you still have to keep going,
Right. Well, and this is how how you overcome that is you do what I did. You quit your day job first, right? And then they can't say that to you then because you don't have a day job.
So, Bella, what about you? What are your friends and people think about what you're doing?
Well, at first, as we all know, when you come out to your friends and family, you tell them what you're doing, they kind of look at you like they're waiting for the punchline. Like, seriously? And like when I started doing pageantry, they were like,
This
for
kid is
real?
crazy.
I'm like, no, I'm for fake. Why would I even ask you? So at first, you get a little bit that. And it's like people's go like this, they go like this, and then go like this, and then go like this, and then they go like that. It's weird how humanity works like that. But for the most part, I have to say that my family and friends, my very close group, have been very, very supportive. And through networking and through building, I was able to meet people like you. Like I went to an event in California, in and I met you,
That's right.
and then it just, we just started, working from there. And um, everybody has been really, really supportive. My kids at first were kind of like, but but then they kind of got on board. And you met my daughter.
Yeah,
She
she's
was on
amazing.
set.
Yeah.
She was on set for the movie we did with June, where she actually played my daughter.
And I had a babysit. I got stuck babysitting. Hello.
He was the best babysitter ever. It was
I'll tell you.
so, she told me, she said, she liked the experience, but I don't think she has any interest in pursuing the industry. And, she always like, Mom, this is your dream, not mine. But I did it for you because it means so much to you. She'd rather do drawing and art. I think this is something she drew the other day. So she's really good.
Oh, she draws just like Anna.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So everybody, in answer to your question, everybody has been really, really supportive. And I feel like, and I've discussed this with you before, I feel like I'm building an army, and my momentum is getting stronger and stronger.
Right.
Like Philly yesterday, and I got the support from, a lot of the folks out there. And, when I travel to different places or I give seminars or lectures, people just come up to me and say, can I get a picture with you? And I'm like, you know who I am? And I'm like, sure.
Oh, I don't know you like I know you, but okay. So Hannah, what do people say about you? What does your family say and what they think about you being a director? A nice, soft-spoken director that takes everything smooth and collective.
Well, I mean, they think in general, everything, they think, they're pretty supportive of everything that I've been doing, whether it was music or acting. And I'm actually getting ready to do my acting reel in March.
Okay.
I'm going to get that done finally. And, but yeah, they've been pretty supportive doing all that, so I haven't had too much trouble with that, Yeah, it's really interesting being a musician and doing acting too, but they both go hand in hand in some ways.
Yeah,
So it's an interesting blend. I'll say that.
Okay. So is there you guys want to give your website, so if anybody want to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you? Gary.
Yeah, all
I
right.
don't have-
Yeah, you can get in contact with me at www.garymasonvo.com, all one word, garymasonvo.com, or gary@garymasonvo.com. So that's how you can reach me.
Okay. And Hannah? Hannan.
I don't right now. I don't have an official website, but I mean, you can send me. You can find me on Facebook at Jordan Hanna 3.
Okay.
Or you can email me at jdh40k at gmail.com. You know, but I do need to get my website back up. I haven't had one in a while. I really need to revamp it or something. But yeah, but you can reach me through Facebook or that kind of thing.
Okay. Bella?
Simple. Keep it simple.
So, of course, I have my professional website, which
got
is
about 50
Bella
people.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got
About
like
50 of them.
50 people. Right now, get your pens. No, I'm only kidding. Go ahead, Bella.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
Well, you know, I'm a comedian. What do you want?
Sit it down.
Hmm So you can reach me on my professional website, bellalevy.org, on Facebook, Bella Levy, on Instagram. It's BELLACHKA 2021. And just to kind of piggyback what you were saying about your website, the gentleman that runs my website, he's also my director of marketing. He does a fantastic job with websites. So if you want to reach out to him, give me a call and I'll connect you to him, or I'll connect you through Facebook. He does. If you go to my website and you'll see how he did it, you'll see what type, he takes his craft very, very seriously, and he runs websites beautifully. So big shout out to Paris. So he does a great job. Paris has been with me since inception, since day one. So he's a big part of what I do. So if you're looking for somebody that, like you were just mentioning, revamping your website, let me know and I'll connect with him.
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate that.
So I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's all the time, Gary. It's all the time,
All the time, I know. All the time.
Hey, so I want to thank you guys for coming to the show, giving me your time. I appreciate you. Definitely bring you guys back on the show in the future to see what you guys got going on. Hannah, I wish you the best on your project, your new project coming out called the Mannequin.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna come out for a while. I mean, I'm working on that right now, but
Okay, so
I literally just started like probably last week.
all right,
so it'll be a minute.
All right, so we'll wish you the best on that. Gary, stay away from the comedy. And and Bella, I'll see you. I'll talk to you in a little while. Thank y'all for coming on the show, and I'll see y'all soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Rick.
you.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
for
having
having
me.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
having me.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
All right, thank you.